So if you look at the Indian AI market, so it is expected to grow at a 32% CAGR over the next 6 years. So currently it is at around $10.2 billion in 2024. It is expected to grow to $50 billion in 2030. So with our talent pool, 5G rollout, and digital India push, so India could become the world's AI factory, and data centers are the assembly lines. So let's look at the different categories. In our previous video, we had categorized AI, and seven categories have been created. If you have not watched it, you can watch the part of the series. So where we have defined all of this and explained it in detail. So if you look at the listed companies in India where we have opportunities to invest, so in the foundational model, there is no opportunity available. So in infrastructure hardware, which is the most interesting theme and the subject of this video. So we have 12 to 15 companies with significant potential. So in infra software, we have 4 to 5 companies with high potential. So vertical software, 3 to 4, horizontal 2 to 3, AI services, AI enabled devices. So there are around 10 companies. We'll see them one by one in another video. So this video is focused on the infrastructure hardware space. So let's look at the foundational model. So these are companies building LLMs like ChatGPT, Anthropic, etc. Nothing is available in India. So now let's look at the hardware market. So in the previous video and also in my Reddit post, I mentioned a lot of companies as part of the AI hardware category. A lot of people question that some of these companies do not have anything to do with AI. Why should I invest? So basically, AI hardware is a very big theme with a lot of components attached to it. Data center is not just a simple thing. So there are so many things attached to it. So some of these companies are proxy play to all these themes across the value chain in the data center. If you look at the data center, right? So you have a huge space, physical space that is needed, and then you need servers, you need storage devices, you need network connections, you need a camera to watch, you need backup, you need UPS, you need cooling units to cool down. So very high temperature is expected to be there, and you also need physical security, networks, routers. So many things. Semiconductors are needed for your GPU. Processors are needed. So overall, it benefits a lot of other companies as a proxy theme. So if you look at data centers, right, it needs a high performance computer for processing and running application. So I'm explaining all of this so that this gives you an end-to-end idea about this theme so that you can invest in the right company. So we'll discuss in detail about each of these listed companies across each category. The second one important component is storage system. So devices like hard drives, solid state drives, and as well as tape libraries are important for storing data. So a data center is like a digital brain. So hosting, processing, and protecting the world's data. So from SSDs to large tape libraries, this is where every click, video, and AI inference gets stored in the storage systems securely and fast. So network equipments, routers, switches, firewalls, the highways that connect everything and make sure data flows smoothly without traffic jams. And you need security devices. So think digital security guards, just like how you lock your house, you need firewalls, you need intrusion detectors, you need encryption layers to defend against hackers. So basically, this is digital security. And then you also have facility systems. So uninterrupted power is non-negotiable. So UPS systems, diesel generators, smart switch gear. So there are so many listed companies across all these spaces. Most of them have already mentioned in their interviews and in their con calls that data center, AI-driven data center is something that is providing a lot of robust growth, which is again expected to help the company grow in the next 2 to 3 years. So it ensures UPS ensures that even during power cuts, your data does not blink. So cooling systems. So centers generate a lot of it, lots of it. So cooling towers, white space cooling, and HVAC systems keep servers from frying. So efficiency here is equal to lower cost and lower carbon footprint. So let's look at the other components as well. So the next one is physical security. So beyond digital, we have biometric locks, CCTV cameras, security guards to prevent physical intrusions. So it acts as a fort for your data center and for your data. So in addition to these sensors in environmental monitoring track humidity, temperature, dust levels, because even a slight environmental change can crash a server farm. So everything has to be perfectly controlled. So all this hardware, cabling, racks, and enclosures, it's connected using thousands of kilometers of fiber optic cables housed inside precise racks and enclosures. So companies like Sterlite Technologies, Tejas Networks specialize in these high performance connectivity systems. So if you look at the Indian companies, so the last one, as I mentioned, is environmental monitoring systems. You need sensors to track temperature, humidity, and other environmental factors. So let's look at the different aspects. You need a GPU, you need a RTPU, or you need a CPU. One of them is needed in the hardware side. You need a memory, you need a storage, you need all these networking components. Each one of this is provided by a listed company. So the theme is vast and huge. Supply cooling solution. So all these companies are going to be a huge beneficiary. So as mentioned earlier, security systems, physical infrastructure, management and monitoring, storage systems, servers and compute resources, network equipment, all these things together constitute a data center. So if you look at the Indian stocks, right? So this is the overall data center value chain. So what I have done is I have listed all the important companies in the entire AI hardware value chain. I've categorized it and mentioned all the companies. So this will give you a proper blueprint. This is the most important slide in this video. So this gives you a clear blueprint of end-to-end value chain and the list of companies that are there. So semiconductors, do they actually have a direct beneficiary effect? They semiconductor companies have a lot of demand. They also get a lot of demand to do IT hardware manufacturing for data centers. So companies like Dixon Technologies, SYRMA, Sirma are some of the companies that are very, very interesting in the space. So if you look at the value chain, so semiconductor is used in data center value chain. So it is used for compute, which is typically your NVIDIA, AMD, Intel kind of companies. And then within the data center value chain, as discussed earlier, we have power solutions, we have cooling systems, we have networking, we have a lot of other things like physical security, digital security. And on the other side, there are companies that are software cloud providers, which will provide you computing power, which will also provide you additional aspects like GPU, etc. You can use it, host it on your cloud, and use their offerings and run your company from there. So this sums up the whole value chain. On the compute part, we do not have any GPUs for us. Only the three major company AMD, Athlon, Nvidia, and Intel are there. So in terms of networking, we have a couple of interesting companies. Sterlite Technologies, Tejas Networks. They are already getting a lot of projects in this space. So Sterlite Technologies recently launched a proper data solution, and they are expecting robust demand again. So in the power systems, we have ABB, we have Cummins, we also have we also have one more company which is Siemens, so which is missing here. So cooling solutions, ABB is there. On the power, we also have Techno Electronic. On the cloud providers, on compute, we have E2E Network, Dynacons, and they also provide on-prem solutions. So there is a network as well that is also available. So these are the most important companies in this value chain. So if you believe in this theme, you can consider doing an SIP across all these companies, buy them and hold them for a couple of years by buying in a scattered manner, month on month as an SIP. So this will help you to play this theme without taking any risk. You don't even have to look at individual companies and see what is their valuation, how is the company doing, is this company expected to grow, are they having real AI projects, or customers in hand. So none of them you have to worry about. So this theme is summed up in this one slide. So the global AI data center market is expected to grow massively. So this is a direct beneficiary. All these companies are direct beneficiaries. So this is a simplistic way of explaining it. So this is the market cap. This is the market size, which is now at $18 billion. It is expected to get to $157 billion at 27% CAGR every year. So all these companies, irrespective of how they are right now, they'll keep getting a lot of demand for their products because the industry itself is going to grow rapidly. So if you look at Sterlite is no longer just a fiber optics company. It is going all in on next gen data centers. So they have launched full stack solutions for A grade infrastructure, and they aim to generate 25% of their revenue from this segment soon. They are addressing real problems: sustainability, scalability, speed. So Tejas Networks is building the nervous system of AI infrastructure, high speed optical transport, all tailored for AI workload. So their systems basically allow bandwidth on demand, zero downtime routing, and real time traffic prioritization. So it already powers some major US data centers, and it is expanding across the globe, across different continents. So when it comes to Dixon, what Foxconn is to Apple, digital Dixon could become for the AI era, from mobiles to now servers and AI-ready systems. So they have a JV with Taiwan's Inventec Positions, which consider them as a serious ODM player. So this is a high margin, high value hardware, a huge upgrade from contract manufacturing. So ABB is coming in. All of them are electrifying the future. We'll look into them in detail. So why this is a massive opportunity? So Indian data center capacity is expected to grow 17x by 2020, sorry, 2030. So 17x growth in Indian data sector capacity. So global players are moving in, hyperscalers are coming in, and listed Indian companies are building the backbone. So this is not just another trend. It is a decade long mega cycle. If you look at the numbers here, right, we are in 2025. We are talking till 2034 about a 27% CAGR. So if you're a long term investor looking for a long term investing opportunity, a top down investing theme, then this could be one of the big things for you to consider. Of course, this video is for educational purpose. Do your own due diligence before investing your hard earned money. So it could be an opportunity to invest in the digital infrastructure of India's AI economy. So let's look at. So this is something from Siemens. So Siemens provides an end-to-end data center stack. If you look at the company, right? So they provide everything, right, from infrastructure management, physical security, automation, grid, financial services, fire safety, thermal optimization, power solutions. Say they provide a holistic solution end to end. Similarly, ABB is also doing something similar. So they provide a grid connection. It helps you to run your operations 24 by 7, data center power distribution, power protection, and automation, cooling, server solution, security, and everything. So let's look at how their data center operates. So as mentioned, there is a grid connection. You can see that over here. If you get into the data center, you have remote power panel, which is a configurable panel. It helps you to meet the demands of power. And then you also have a switch gear drive. So it helps you to handle all the traffic volume and load. And then the other components within the data center include an e-house, e-room. So this is a comprehensive video which explains you the end-to-end capabilities of ABB within the data center infrastructure. They offer drive. Then on the power front, They provide UPS switching solutions, switch gear with the UPS. So UPS plays a vital role in providing backup, and they provide a room for server, end-to-end monitoring place where your guard supervisor can look into everything. So they also offer distribution devices. So there is a power distribution space, there is a grid location. So everything can be built as an infrastructure and provided to you. So as AI industry grows to a $30 billion industry, the need for data centers will keep growing multifold. You need these kind of data structure setup all over. So you need these kind of data center setups everywhere. So if you look at here, you can see that there is a service center, there is a power distribution, there is a grid interconnection. So you have a DC power system, which will help you to ensure uninterrupted power supply. They also offer a data edge data center, which ensures that there is proper edge computing, which is used to ensure that there is always availability of server, even if the main server is disrupted, there is a backup. So power distribution is also set up in a crystal clear manner with modular. So with modular play. So overall, this looks very interesting. So this is the theme we have been talking about. So it provides an end-to-end. So physical security is not mentioned here in this video. It is also there. So you can also see compute room air handling. Yeah, this sums up. I hope this particular video give you an end-to-end idea about how the data centers operate and how it works, what kind of infrastructure is provided by large companies like Siemens, ABB, etc. So this is the global data center value chain. So if you look at the global value chain on the semiconductor side, there are companies like ARM IP that can do design, and then chip design is done by Intel, Nvidia, AMD, Samsung, etc. Manufacturing again, Intel can do Samsung, TSMC, and on the other side, the semiconductors are provided to compute companies like Intel, Nvidia, AMD. Ampere is a new startup coming up, and then the big four. Besides that, you have networking, within which you have Broadcom, Arista, Cisco, all playing a vital role. In India, as we mentioned, Sterlite Technologies and then Tejas Networks are there. So Dell, EMC, etc. play a role in storage, and then foundation is one layer where we spoke about power, cooling, OEMs, and operators. And on the cloud providers, there are a lot of companies that are available. So as mentioned, this is the blueprint for India. So these are the companies you have to target if you are looking to invest across the data center value chain in India. So let's look at each company in detail in the next few minutes. So infra hardware. So if you look at it, Sterlite Technologies is there, Tejas Networks is there, Dixon is there, Sirma is there, and then we also have the big ones like Cummins, Sirma, ABB, Siemens, and then on the compute and software provider space, we have E2E Networks, NetWeb, Techno, Electric. So, so let's look at Sterlite Technologies. So what they have been doing. So the market for AI data center is expected to grow to $60 billion by 2030. So there is a need for lower network latency, which is extremely important to provide accurate and timely output. So there is a need for there is a rise in networking speeds and density requirements specifically for AI, and sustainability mandates are there. So legacy data centers have challenges. So existing cabling systems are struggling to keep up. So there are limitations in speed, and then there are also limitations in scalability. So Sterlite is so energy efficiency is another challenge. So Sterlite is basically chasing a $1 billion global opportunity, building everything from cables to software defined connectivity, and they now see data centers contributing 25% of total revenue, up from 20%. So this is no longer just a fiber optics company, it is a full stack infra play. So they've launched new solutions to address next gen data center needs. So they have strong leadership in optical network connectivity. So current contribution is 20%. They are looking to generate 25% of their total revenue this fiscal from enterprise plus data center theme. So they are completely shifting their focus towards data centers in the coming years. So let's look at some of the points mentioned by them. So their offerings include high performance fiber, copper cabling, connectors, engineering services, and design consultancy. All of this is extremely important to ensure have an end-to-end connectivity in the data center. So, in its recent earnings, they have mentioned that GPU dense data centers require 36 times more fiber compared to CPU racks. So GPU needs 36 times more fiber when compared to CPU. So whereas data centers need a 70% higher fiber density than a traditional data center, which will basically drive the demand for optical fiber cables. So as mentioned earlier, they are trying to capture nearly 25% of revenues from enterprise products in the next few quarters, which will be driven by AI and 5G that are accelerating data center constructions along with an anticipated twofold surge in hyperscaler and colocation capex in India in FY26. So let's look at some more interesting details. So they recently, only a couple of weeks back, they launched an end-to-end data center solutions portfolio from advanced cabling to full stack connectivity offerings. They have moved on. So this is primarily created to meet the exact requirements of hyperscalers, colocation players, enterprises, and telecom service providers, so that they can build an agile, sustainable data center. So the next company in this space is Tejas Networks. So Tejas is powering AI interconnects. So they are TJ 1600 and 1500, 5500 platforms. They allow ultra fast redundant bandwidth and real-time QoS for AI traffic, scalable expansion across data centers globally. So it is already tested in the US, Mexico, and other global markets. So they are competing with top telecom hardware firms in the globe. So they are building a lot of AI and cloud specific network features in their company. Along with that, impact and expansion in terms of it phase one interconnected multiple data centers in a major US city, and they are also doing expansion across multiple countries beyond US. So they have fully bet benchmarks and they are doing really well in deployment. So they were selected by a leading international data center provider, which is servicing Fortune 500 clients. So their networks are required for low latency, high bandwidth, cloud, and AI workloads. So they are competing against large global telecom players, and they are doing really well in this space. So this is one interesting company to watch out for. So TJ1400 is another product which is used for small data centers. So if you look at it, they are actively looking at global partnerships, and so this is Dixon. So the next company we are going to talk about is Dixon. So Dixon is quietly becoming India's Foxconn for AI hardware. So they are partnering with Taiwan's Inventec to make notebooks, servers, GPUs, etc. So they are building a 250 crore IT hardware campus in Chennai, fully backward integrated to boost margin. So this shift from low margin mobiles to high margin, high value AI service, it could actually transform Dixon's earnings trajectory. It could improve their margins. So they are actively pursuing global partnerships, number one, and then they are aligned with the PLI incentive, which is doubly beneficial for them in terms of cost. Then robust manufacturing capacity build-up is there. So building IT hardware is not something that is a tough thing for them. So the next company we are going to talk about. So before that, so they also have strong strategic backward integration for margins, which is again a very good play when it comes to improving their bottom line. So they have a partnership with the Inventec, a major global ODM. So it provides them superior design and integration capabilities, enabling manufacturing of AI-ready servers and PCs for both domestic and export markets. So this transition, as mentioned earlier, it will help them to improve their margins. So developer pipeline, it includes servers, racks, AI infra, tapping the AI demand search. So the next one is about ABB India. So if you look at ABB India, so ABB India is winning massive data center orders, 10,000 crore in inflows, 25 percentage of which are from electrification for large DCs. So they are a mega flex UPS, digital power tools, and sustainable design make them a perfect partner for AI, telecom, and fintech. So globally also their data center related orders have grown 23% annually, leaping to represent 15% of its electrification business in 2024. And they're accelerating development in Mumbai, Bangalore, Hyderabad, in all the top cities. There is a need for acceleration of data center development, and ABB is playing a vital role here. So the next one is they have efficient UPS, very highly efficient when compared to all other competitors. So they also provide a sustainable and smart electrification, so energy efficient, digital monitoring as well as low carbon footprint. So global data center industry is projected. So this is not AI data center. This is global data center, which is expected to grow to $685 billion by 2032. So India's data center segment is expected to double to $12 billion by 2032. So ABB India is looking at, so they have given a lot of interviews saying that data center is driving their growth while other places are slowing down. So it is a clear opportunity. The next one is Cummins India. So Cummins is the power backup key. So from small edge DCs to massive hyperscale center, their gensets ensure zero downtime. So they are also investing in microgrids, hybrid systems, and diesel engines. So with order books beyond capacity, Cummins is a pure play beneficiary of AI and cloud boom. So they have a revenue outlook which is robust. So they also offer large scale genset orders. So it gets regularly 500 crore plus order inflows from data centers. And then they also offer mission critical backup power, which is a very important part of the data center theme as well as the AI hardware theme. So as mentioned earlier, order book is beyond capacity. They offer hybrid systems, microgrid, and intelligent energy management as well, aligning with all the needs of modern data center. And they are also a large company and they comply with all the new emission norms, which is good when it comes to carbon footprint. So it remains a beneficiary of AI as well as 5G and cloud boom. So they also have an ESG focused growth plan for sustainability, which is again good because all these companies that are building centers have to also ensure ESG as well as low carbon footprint. So explosive market growth, significant contribution from data infra, and it remains a strong local manufacturing base. It has a lot of factories across India, lots of investment. So it again remains a very interesting opportunity. So the next one is they have also got regional data center hub in Chennai, a new center, and they also provide a lot of smart infrastructure offerings, right from UPS systems, cooling, microgrids, etc. So they also have platforms that can enable maintenance, simulation, and AI-driven optimization as well, which is really good. So Siemens is building a strong backbone for India's AI infrastructure. So Siemens offers rapid deployment and low carbon energy infrastructure. Yeah, overall, this sums up the list of AI hardware players, and specifically the list of companies that look attractive in the data center space. So besides this, we also have Siemens India. So Siemens has 200 plus specialists in Chennai working solely on data center electrification. So from modular cooling, white spaces optimization, and to smart monitoring, they are doing everything. So they are also deploying fast, sustainably, and at scale with AI-enabled services. So in our next video, we'll talk about the infrastructure software. In the infrastructure software, we have all the companies that are mentioned earlier: Persistent, Infosys, Wipro. We'll do individual videos on these companies. Same is the case with vertical AI software. We'll do it on another video. Horizontal AI software, AI services, AI-enabled devices. So this video is for educational purpose. So this is a standard disclaimer. If you found this video helpful, like our post, share it with your friends. Most importantly, subscribe to our channel. It will help us to keep doing more videos, which will be automatically shared with you when we share. If you have any questions, send it to investinggurukul@gmail.com. If you want to post it as a comment, you can do that as well. If you have any questions, you can share it with us. If you want us to do a specific video on any topic, you can share that with us as well. So yeah, in the next video, we'll talk about the vertical and horizontal AI stocks in India. So thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye.